Okay, I've set up my other camera and I've just clicked on the fixture there to be able to get this to come out there. So I just like drop that there. If you try to click that there and nothing comes out, you've got to select a fixture to control and program that one fixture. So you'll notice that we should have control over the light now. So if we move DMX left, you can see we've got control over the fixture now with left and right. Okay, so we'll move, check this one's working, that's the infinite. That was the paperwork that we got the information from. Okay, so that's sort of going like that, and you can see how we've got, let's put some dimming on to get some lights. So you can see there how I'm altering, take the red off, take the dimming down, take the infinite off, take the x-axis off. Programming your light sequences is a little bit separate from controlling it from the MIDI controller. Obviously, we program our fixture sequences into those 20 channels, and it's our MIDI sequencer that will activate those channels. Okay, so I quickly just put the dimming on to make sure we got a red there. So we got a red, it's grabbing red there, and you can see how I'm got control from the channels there. That's the white. So you got a red there. Just put it on this one. That's the white. I mean, you can see what I'm doing over from the other camera. Hopefully, you know, that's green. As I say, you know, you can check them all, make sure they're all proper, working right, and that with your channels. But they're all programmed properly now. So I'm going to switch these down, and that's how we've got control of the light. Okay, so we've set up all that so far, and that's how we've got control of our fixture so far. So okay, so now we're going to try and program. We're gonna have to program a sequence to put into these sequencer tracks. So to do that, you got to close that down. It's how it works. Next to the Q button, we've got this create sequence. We create the sequence, and then you can set up a few moves. So on this one, you've got to to set up a few moves. You've got to sort of program it. So select your fixture, and everything comes up as off there. So you know, that's made that move. So you're going to make it move. Okay, so to do this, step one, we're going to have it starting, say there, with a, need to put the dimming on to get the red dim. So this sort of got a red dim there. I mean, if I take that off, you can see that that's the dimming still, you see. Okay, so that's the first move. So we're just going to have that as the first move. Okay, so we add a channel next, add a step. So when we click add step, we can follow on for what we've just done. So now I'm going to have it flying over. So I'll try and fly it over if I can. There we go. So we fly it over to the other side, just there. So that's flow over there. And we'll also twist it back round to the left a bit. Over there, okay. Over there. So that was the second move. So I click another step. And now I'll swap it over to blue. So I've got control over the fixture, and I'll swap it to blue. So it's going to swap for blue on that track. So add another track. You can do what you want, and you're creative as creative as you can get. So I'll put a strobe on it after that. There we go in strobe. Okay. And I have one more track, and I'll float it up into the air. And I take the strobe off that, and I just swap the colour over to green. Okay, so that's like, then you got to save. Okay, so you quickly press this button here, or you can go through these buttons and that, and you can see. So if I go to step one, there's your steps. That'd be step one. That'd be step two. That'd be step three. Went to blue. That'd be step 4, strobe. That'd be step 5, and that's what I programmed into my sequence so far. Okay, so we'll click this button over here. Hopefully we'll be able to edit that out. Click that. It's a lot more sort of fast moving, you know. Got some more channels there. It just swaps some colours. So I know it's a pretty crap thing that we programmed there, but you know, that's what it is. So that was a sequence of 1. So we're going to save this, save as there, and this is where we're going to be saving all our chasers. So I'm going to add a new folder here, and I'm going to call it something like, okay, I'm just going to call the folder God Bless. Okay, so click it off there, that's that. Okay, so we got God Bless come down there, so we go into that, and that's where you want to save it in. And you want to sort of save it as, you know, into there. Okay, so we've gone into there, proper God Bless, now it's God Bless down there. And we call it like sequence 1, SEQ1. Okay, so this one, I'm going to say add to queue, click it there, add to buttons, because it will add to the buttons as well. Just in case you want to operate it from the software, see which you need to do. So click that like that, and that's the first sequencer done. So we've saved the sequence there, close that down, open the queue up, this is the queue, and you can see that sequence 1 is going to sequence 1 there. You know, the smart compact view, so that's the view that you might have seen, but I think I've got it down on the compact view. And those are the buttons on the side. It hasn't added it to the buttons at this point, so you know, there might have been a button there that you might have added, but that might go where when you had the queue. So that was sequence of 1. Now that when we've got 3, we're going to need to program some more sequences. Okay, to program the second sequence, I mean, while we're in here at this point, you can click this quickly in the software, and you can see that that's the sequence, that's how it's running, that's what we programmed, that's what it is, that's what we programmed. I'll click the stop button here on the software, and it'll stop that. You've got to have everything stopped to be able to shut that down. You can shut that, make sure everything's stopped, shut that down, reopen this, and we're going to start another sequence. Okay, so there, that's that. It keeps coming up as off. It's really annoying having to set this up as off. So what I could do to keep on having to set this, I could open up my previous sequence. So I'm opening up a previous sequence, and I'm opening sequence 1, and I just re-edit this one. So I'm down at step 1, because I know I got all my snaps on. Okay, so I'm at step 1, reset everything down. Let's do this one, step 1. I said it was going to be easy, let's forget about it, eh? Do you want to save some sequence? No. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close that, I'm going to come back here, sorry about this. I'm going to sort of just like click it back onto the yellow button, so that I know that on this one I'm going to be working with the x-axis, so I'm going to put my x-axis there so it doesn't blind me, and I'm going to have an infinite, I'm going to have it infinitely zapping about. Okay, I'm going to have a red, I'm just going to have it like that, flowing around like that. Okay, so that's just one sequence, so I'm going to save it as that. So I'm going to save as, going to God Bless myself, I'm going to save this as sequence of 2, so I could click on that like that and just swap it over here, quickly put that number as back there, and I've called that sequence of 2, as you can see there, I've renamed it sequence of 2, so I'll click save, close this down, come over into my queue, there's sequence of 2, if I click stop, obviously I can't click stop because that's what it's doing, but if I click this one, it go on to that. Okay, so it's keep on going through that, and then I click my next one on this software, and it'll go into that next sequencer. I haven't programmed it to stop at this point because I haven't got programmed no stop points, so at the moment I click on that and I click it on stop on that, obviously because that's stopped there like that. Okay, we're going to program one more sequence, a track into there. So make sure everything's stopped on the, that's the red stop. Make sure everything's up on, nothing's running on there, so that's how it is stopped. Close that down. Sequencer, we're going to build another track. Okay, to build another track, we've got to reset it all up over here again. I mean, if you leave that off, it'll do it automatically when you charge it, so you won't have to switch nothing over. So let's quickly do the first step. Okay, X, X-axis, get rid of the infinite, dimming, strobing, get rid of the strobe. Let's get that program there. But you can get the general idea what I'm doing now, I hope, from this, being able to use the software to program your light moves. So, let's program it as a blue, purple, sorry that's red and purple made of pink, red. So we've got that program there. It sort of moves like if you copy that and you move on to your next channel, it'll keep that function, so I know that that channel is going to be there, so I could move it over to there, and then see it's gone back to that channel on that one, just because that's that channel. You've got to add the channels, so add the channel, move it down to there, add another channel, the X-axis, so I'll move that a little bit there. I'm going to save it as that. Just before I do, I just test it. Okay, save as in the God Bless folder. I know it's going to be sequence of 3, so call it a sequence of 3. That's it. Save. Close that down. Come into the queue. There it is, sequence of 3. Stop the video. I'm going to restart it at this point. Okay, so there we are. We've got the 3 sequences in the sequence 3. So I've clicked sequence 3. You're going to run sequence 3. Run sequence 1, 2. That's sequence 2 in the software. I'm pressing on the sequence 1. That's sequence 1. That's sequence 1. Okay. And sequence 2. And now I'm going to select sequence 3. So that's sequence 3. I'm going to stop it there. That's just stopped as it was at that point. Now, to be able to, you're going to want to save your cue. So make sure you save your cue to after that, so you've got all your sequences. There's sequence 1, sequence 2, so you want to save the cue depending on one you built. So when we save the cue, we come to save the cue. I'm going to add a folder. I'm going to call it save cue. It's called save cue, whatever you want to save it as, So let's save cue. Go into save cue. There it is, save cue. I'm going to call it God Bless. Okay, so I called it God Bless there, save cue, God Bless. Add to the current buttons tab, so you click that, and that should put them over to the buttons here. So when I save the cue, and it saved it into God Bless, so this operates everything, You'll understand this in a bit yourself, but once you've got it into God Bless, this is like what they call a stage. So you're building a stage with your buttons. So at this point, you want to save your stage, so I'm going to come over here, you come to your file, and you save your location, like the stage, save location, and these are your locations that you're going to be able to save in. So I'm going to call this location God Bless. Okay. Saved it as God Bless. Save. Let's save my location, because you will build locations. So when you build all these buttons up and you're getting loads of different kinds of sequencers under different buttons, and you're getting different stages under different sequencers, it all gets a bit busy. Okay, so that's that. Our colleague Neanderthal has programmed a few light moves into the sequence channels of the Freestyler software. Let's now proceed to part 7 to explain how the music sequencer will activate the light routines. All my YouTube productions can be located by clicking onto the link of my home channel. That's Practical Pete Forgot Reminder.